Guys, my name is Ankur Nagpal. Thank you to Bryan for inviting me here. I'm super excited about this presentation. Bryan, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I'm really looking forward to this. I just ate my Subway sandwich, took a nap, and I'm pumped. Literally, I fell asleep in the chair after I was eating, and I'm really excited to. We just finished up a course launch ourselves just last week, and I'm really excited to see. I know you are doing some really cool things over at Teachable, and really pumped to learn from you and see what you have in store for today. So I'm just going to sit back, observe, listen, and looking forward to learn from you all. And I'm really excited to see. I know you are doing.
Yeah, cool. As long as you promise not to take a nap. I was getting really restful too. That's why I got my cup of coffee, trying to get like pumped up, hyped up, ready for this.
Well, if you see my video turn off in the middle of this, I might have.
Yeah, you're just like passed out. But guys, seeing a lot of people in chat, people from all over. I'm impressed with everyone in Australia. Guys, type in a chat where you guys are from. I'm personally broadcasting from Teachable headquarters in New York City. Bryan, you're in Nashville right now?
I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, in the home office.
Awesome. That's great. Cool. So I think I'm just going to dive right into the context. I know some people only have an hour, so just to be respectful of people's time, I'm just going to switch over to my slides and get started. You guys all ready? Yeah, everyone's, wow, people from everywhere.
We got Birmingham and Florida and Cincinnati. Virgin, it's going so fast that it's hard to actually keep up with it. Brussels, Utah from Kenneth, Saudi Arabia, Bob from France, Sam from the UK, now in Turkey, currently in NYC, Alex in Utah. I'm in Nashville. We got a Brentwood, Tennessee. I saw Nashville earlier, Florida. It's really cool just seeing, like with me, like I'm literally in my home office. We just painted, so like all my whiteboards are done and everything. But it's really cool, like when you work by yourself all day,
yeah,
people online, just to get an idea of where everybody's coming from. A lot of these places I'd love to come from. We got 3 Indias. SM is really pumped about India. We got a Norway, Selma. I'm guessing maybe Selma, Alabama, Tim Spence. I have no idea. Selma's a cool place. We got Reunion Island. Love it, love it, love it. So y'all pay attention. The material Encore is going to deliver in the next few minutes is going to be some of the most valuable, most insightful stuff you will ever learn about creating courses. Courses over the past year, I created my first signature course for Video Fruit in January. And over the past, I guess, 11 months, that one course has produced almost $1 million in sales for me. And exactly what Encore is going to teach you today are the fundamentals of what I use and what I follow to do exactly that. So Encore knows his stuff. He runs one of the best sites to host your course and has software that helps you do that. And I'm sure he'll talk about that a little later. But he knows his stuff. He has thousands of people that run courses on his platform, and they've done a lot of testing, a lot of different things that I haven't been able to do because I'm selling one course to a small group of people. They've sold thousands of courses to hundreds of thousands of people. So listen up, learn from him. I'm excited to learn. I'll turn it over to Encore. You do your thing, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, so as Bryan said, I'll get into it in the presentation, but what's special about this is we're sharing our unfair advantage. We have all this data. We see how everyone is doing, and from that, we're able to come to certain conclusions, and that's what I'm sharing today. It's our unfair advantage. It's not knowledge I was specifically born with, just all the data we've seen from our course launches. With that said, let me turn on my screen share and jump right into the presentation. Can you see my screen, Bryan?
Oh, I muted myself. Yep, looks good. You got my old profile picture.
Your old profile picture. All right.
I gotta do what I'm doing to everybody now. Like
we got to do better.
Everybody keeps grilling me on my old grainy cropped picture, but yeah, no, looks good. Looks good on my side.
All right, sweet, cool. So getting into it. So this is an online workshop called 7 Steps to Launch Your Own Online Course in the Next 3 days or less. No matter how long you take to launch your course, actually supposed to be 30, not 3 days, but there's people that can get results in 3 days. This workshop is for anyone that identifies as a blogger, a creative, freelancer. If you have freedom in your professional life, I'll show you how you can use online courses to build a business. Or maybe you already have an audience. If you have any kind of audience, might it be a blog, YouTube, email list, I'll show you how and why online courses are the best way to monetize that audience. And finally, if you're looking to, make an impact on people, grow your business in a way where you can impact positive change, I'll show you how you can also use online courses to make that happen. So that's my big promise to you. The next 60 minutes, it's 2:05. I'm gonna try and wrap this up by 3 o'clock. My big promise to you is I'm gonna show you how you can launch your own signature online course in the next 30 days. And here's how we're gonna do it. we're going to start with the why. Why is creating an online course one of the easiest ways to generate income? Like, why are we so excited about online courses? Why are Bryan and Urkel so passionate about this? And then dive into the meat, right? The 7-step process that anyone can use to discover a profitable course idea and start generating money from their online course. And finally, we're going to handle the technology. A lot of people here are worried about the technical side of things. Like, you might, a big fear I hear is not being afraid of the technology, but I'm going to show you the easiest way to conquer the technology and just get your course live. And then we'll quickly jump into some case studies. And again, the best part about this is all of this stuff is immediately actionable. You can start applying this stuff today. Every time we run this workshop, we generally have someone coming to us right after saying, wow, I can't believe like I used your workshop and I actually made my first pre-sale today. So I'm giving you my best stuff. I'm giving you the best information we have. I only ask for one thing. From you. And that is, I would love if you took some notes. I find that whenever I write down things and pen and paper, it just becomes real in my mind. It just becomes like a concept that like I grasp better by writing it down. So I would love if you abandon your computer, get a pen and paper and take notes. You will not regret it. And if you take notes, we also have a workbook that Andrew can link to and fill out the workbook. If you upload a picture of that workbook and tag either Bryan or I on Twitter, we'll give you a free gift. So Andrew can post a link to the workbook in chat. Just tag Bryan or I on Twitter with filled out notes in your notebook, and we'll give you a free gift. Does that sound good? Cool.
I like it. I like free stuff. What's the free thing? Do you know what the free thing is, or you just?
Yeah, the free thing. Well, yeah, but that's the big reveal.
Okay, all right. We'll save it then. All right. Thanks.
Sweet. So while before I get started, I'd love to kind of know where people are. So if you could type into chat, how many of you have already created your own online course? Created a course, just say yes. If not, why not? Type it into chat. And while they do that, Bryan, can you tell us the first time you created an online course? When was that?
Yeah, so it was May 2013. I created, and it's actually the name of my site's Video Fruit, but now I teach people how to build email lists. So originally, I'd created this course on explainer videos, and I walked people through the process of creating their own custom explainer video for their business. So it was called the Bootstrapper's Guide to Explainer Videos. And it was a good course. I wasn't as good of a teacher at that point because I'd never really done anything online. But yeah, we did that. We launched it to 28 people. So a very, very small email list, and did $800 in sales. And it was all just hacked together on WordPress. Teachable, I don't think existed at the time, or I didn't know about them at the time. So there was no cool software like there is now that can help make all that stuff easy. But yeah, so it was the Bootstrapper's Guide to Explainer Videos, did $800 in sales. And then I have the question, which we'll get into in Q&A. A lot of people have asked, what if you have no audience?
Yep.
Like, how do you get off the ground with that? So that was one of the questions early on. But yeah, I'm anxious to see what everybody else is at. Have you already created your online course? Where are you at in the process? It's pretty cool seeing people's answers coming in.
A lot of people are not saying no, they're saying not yet, which is the right answer.
Like that.
It's like, I'm not doing it yet, I'm going to do it soon.
Yeah.
Cool, awesome. So who am I? Why am I so excited about online courses? That's me with a much more impressive beard than I have right now. My name is Ankur Nagpal. I'm the founder of Teachable. Teachable is a software used by over 5,000 teachers to teach online courses to over 750,000 students last year, soon approaching 1 million. I started out, being a teacher myself. This is something I did myself. I was teaching online courses, frustrated with the technology, and decided to build Teachable. But I've taught students, over 40,000 students. And I also co-created a program called $1 Million Instructors that I'll talk to you a little bit about later, which was the story of 2 of our customers that made $1 million in their first year on our platform. And we actually sat down with them and told their story and created a blueprint that anyone can follow to build and sell online courses. So that's my background. Teachable, as some of you know, used to be called Fedora. I was so passionate about online courses that we actually ended up going the venture capital route. We raised $2 million with the goal of enabling anyone in the world, no matter who you are, what you're doing, to build and sell online courses. And our belief is, amongst us lie a lot of what we call $1 million teachers, but teachers with the potential to make a full-time income selling online courses on whatever they know. So we're super inspired by this, raised a couple $1 million in venture capital, and since then have gone on to power people selling all kinds of courses. Things from card magic, watercolor painting. We have a bunch of authors like Ryan Holiday and James Altucher building courses for the platform. We have Mariah Cause, who has a course on our platform. Of course, John and Elliot, the $1 Million Instructor guys, are, they're very close to our heart, just because we were a tiny company with like 2 employees when these guys went on to make $1 million on our platform. And that was they almost taught us how valuable our platform is and how powerful online education is. And that was also in our technology. We have Lewis Howes in our technology. We have all of these great, amazing people using Teachable. But what we found amazingly interesting is not just that Lewis Howes is making money on Teachable. What we found is most of our teachers that are having results are just regular people. I hear people in chat talking about, hey, I don't have an audience and so forth. Most of the success stories we're seeing are people who started there. And that's what this entire presentation is about, right? We have all this data. We've watched 12,000 people launch courses. We've seen data from 12,000 course launches. We've seen what succeeds, what does not succeed. We've talked to the top instructors. Every month we talk to people doing well. We learn their tricks. We learn their strategies. And what's really, really interesting is no matter where people were starting from, most course launches fit into a single tried and tested method. Like most successful course launches all did things a certain way. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Like that's what I want to bring to you today. What our 5,000 teachers have, of our 5,000 teachers, what most of the successful people do. It's a simple 7-step process. 1 step is optional, but that's the process I'm going to walk you through today. Cool? All right. Bryan, do you have any guesses what are in the 7 steps? Just to mess with you for a second.
I don't actually. I'm really I'm a education framework junkie. Like I love seeing how other people teach. So I'm really anxious to see. And for people that are paying attention to this, listen to what Encore is saying, but listen to how he is teaching what he's teaching. Because part of creating a course, and I'm hoping this is 7 steps, is actually creating something worth a crap. That your students will actually get a result out of. So hopefully one of the 7 steps.
Step 1. That's step 1.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So have teaching in a way where your students can learn. So like for me, my course is to get 10,000 subscribers. If my course doesn't get my students 10,000 subscribers, I've failed. So the number 1 goal isn't to sell $1 million worth, or isn't to get 500 students, or isn't to do whatever, or to give me a lifestyle. The number 1 goal is for my students to get a result. So I know that would be 1. Hopefully platform is a part of that, having people to actually. You
got step 1 and 4 down.
There we go. All right, here we go. I like this.
Step one is all about the transformation. Step 4 is the technology. I'll quickly run through them, guys. Step 1 is the most important step. Bryan briefly addressed the meat of the topic, which is the transformation. We'll get into it, but finding your idea. And I'm going to show you exactly what Bryan said. Your idea is not just what you're going to call your course, it's what the outcome is for the student. Step 2 is pricing. A lot of people get this wrong. I'm going to talk to you, and step 2 is fun, easy, quick. Step 3 is recording the content, creating the content. Step 4 is the technology. We're going to handle the technology really, really easily. Step 5 is optional but recommended, is how you can set up a pre-sale today. If you want a result today, you can literally set up a pre-sale later today. Step 6 is an interest list and an audience. And this is the part where Bryan is an expert, but also I hear a lot of objections about, hey, I don't have an audience. How do we do that? And step 7 is selling. Cool. All right. Before we jump into step 1, I'm going to quickly one last time tell you all the reasons, I'm super excited about online courses and why I believe online courses are what you should invest your time into. Of course, 1 is the money, right? And about the money, everyone knows you can make money with online courses, but what I personally find really interesting is you can make the kind of money you want. You can make $1,000 on the side working, a little bit of time if that's meaningful to you. But what's interesting is that scales up. If you are willing to make it your full-time job, you can start earning more money, making a full-time income, and then start growing it a lot easier. Because, once you say are making at your full-time job, you're making $60,000 a year. If you were to double that, that's almost twice as much work. With online courses, if you have a good funnel, you can implement 1 funnel and you've doubled what you make. So the scalability is really, really interesting. And just the diversity of outcomes, right? You have on the one hand, someone like Angela, who we'll talk about in a little bit. She's a mom. She teaches watercolor painting. She makes a little bit of money on the side, a couple $1,000s a month, and that's made a meaningful difference to her life. On the other hand, you have other people here, and we can put Bryan in here as well, but people that are effectively making a full-time income from courses. So that's really cool how it scales up or, can make some extra money on the side. Step 2 is, and this sounds soft, but I passionately believe it, is I think everyone has unique and valuable expertise to share. We've all had a very specific, our own unique lives, and that makes us uniquely good teachers to certain people. Like no one else has had the life I have had, and that makes me a more compelling teacher to other people like me. And that's one of the big motivations behind why we do what we do. Is it's, I believe the world would be a better place if more people taught, because then we can learn from teachers like us. I think we all have had unique life experiences that we can share. The third reason courses are amazing is courses can be an asset. You do the work up front. Like I recorded a course 2 years ago. I still make money from it today. You do the work up front, you keep making recurring money, you invest up front, and you still earn out over a long period of time. The fourth reason courses are amazing is you become an authority. A lot of people are worried about not being an authority. A lot of people are like, who am I to teach? Thinking about it the wrong way. If you teach, you learn the material better, and people look at you as the authority because you have a course in it. The fifth reason courses are amazing, and I'm going through these really quickly because I want to jump into the meat and potatoes of our presentation. The fifth reason is you can help a ton of people at the same time. John and Elliot, the two guys that did iPhone programming, they taught over 100,000 students. Isn't that unreal? 100,000 students learned iPhone programming from John and Elliot. So that's like, imagine Super Bowl Sunday. The stadium is packed with like 65,000 shouting fans. In the middle is John and Elliot, and that's only 2/3 of their audience. In a university setting, that would never happen. You can never teach 100,000 students at once. Online courses are so high leverage, you can end up doing that. And the other reason that I briefly talked about is if you want to start getting results, you can get results really fast. With, as compared to say writing a book where it takes several months, several years to get a book out, with courses, most people start seeing results within 2 weeks, which is great. And finally, the last reason I think courses are amazing, and this is something we almost didn't know until we talked to a bunch of people, is you get to build a community of people like you, people that you want to be around. And this comes up so much. One of the examples I talk about is one of our teachers. Her name is Jessica Sprague. She's a digital scrapbooking expert. When she was very passionate about digital scrapbooking, but she didn't think there were other people, that cared as much. She thought it was a very small topic. Fast forward to a few years later of teaching, she now has over 80,000 students in her digital scrapbooking school. And outside of just, making an income from them, they've become her friends. They've become her community. She holds a conference every year in her hometown called Sprague Fest, where people come to visit her. And that's what's great about online courses. You get to build a community of people around you by teaching them, which is, it's a little bit of a soft reason, but it cannot be underestimated as to how important it is. Sweet. So with that said, that's why we're excited. We're going to jump into step 1. Before we do that, I'd love to hear from you in chat as to who's excited to just jump into step 1. Get your workbooks out, because this is going to be interactive. This is not the presentation where you sit back and listen, unless you're driving. If you're driving, please don't take notes. But everyone else, get your pen and paper out. I want to hear some excitement, and we're going to jump into step 1, which is the hardest and most challenging part, and it'll take the most amount of time. We're going to jump into step 1 and find our most profitable course idea. All right, sweet. I see people that are stoked, ready to go. Awesome. Cool. Finding your most profitable course idea. And as I warned you, we're going to spend time on this. This might be a full 10 minutes, but it'll be totally worth it. And we'll come out with a strong framework of what an online course is. So there's 3 categories of people when it comes to ideas. And I want you to type in 1, 2, or 3 into chat based on where you are. And step 1 is people that are excited. Like, you want to build a course, you're excited, but you have no idea, you don't know where to start. You don't have any idea what your broad topic area is. Step 2 is people that know their broad topic area. Like maybe you want to build a course on programming, but you don't know specifically what in programming. And the third one, and a shout out to my ADD brothers and sisters, I was totally a 3. I was so ADD. I wanted to do a course on cooking. I wanted to do a course on working out. I wanted to do a course on skiing. I had so many courses. I didn't know how to pick one. So type in a chat. Wow, a lot of 1, 2, 3s, couple of wise asses that are number 4. Haha, hilarious. Cool, awesome. So seeing a bunch of 2s and 3s. That's great. The way I'm going to handle this idea section is I want to start by getting rid of some popular misconceptions. I want to start by getting rid of certain things that weigh us down. Most important of which is, and this is how Angela put it to me actually. Angela told me, Ankur, like I see a lot of people making money with online courses. I really want to build online courses, but all the profitable courses I'm seeing are either on programming, marketing, design, or making money online. Are the only courses that make money about making money online? Like, is that the world? And I was like, no, like you can, build a course on anything. And Angela was like, look, I'm a watercolor teacher. I find watercolor painting, like it's my passion. I do it, I teach in person. I practice it in my spare time. I would love to teach watercolor painting online, but I feel like, there's no market for it. I don't see people making money teaching watercolor painting. Turns out when Angela actually went ahead and did it, not only did she, find a community of people wanting to learn from her, it ended up becoming a very profitable business. She started out at a couple of $1,000s a month. At her peak, she made over $8,000 a month teaching watercolor painting. But what's great about the data we have at Teachable is it's not just Angela. We've seen teachers having profitable courses in thousands of different course topics, from like music, art, cartooning, magic, scrapbooking, negotiating. It doesn't even matter. The topic does not even matter because the internet is so wide, the internet is so vast that if you feel passionately about a certain topic, if there's one topic that you're really excited about, chances are there's other people like you. And it's just about framing your value proposition, framing your idea well enough in your topic area. There's no such thing as an unprofitable topic. And that's the first thing I want to emphasize. So I see a couple of people talking about the slides being fuzzy. I would recommend hitting the gear icon on the bottom of the video and changing the resolution to the highest possible resolution. So now, as I warned you, it's workshop time. Workshop time, which means you get out your workbooks, and I want us to start writing down broad problem topics that we think we want to build a course in. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to make a list of all the topics that we think we're good at or passionate about. Like things, like someone tells me, Ankur, you're really good at public speaking, so I'll write out public speaking. The second category is what topics are you interested in? This can be stuff that you don't necessarily have to be good at, but you want to be better at. So I want to be better at rock climbing, so I'll write down rock climbing. The third is your credentials. What credentials you have, what jobs have you had, what skills have you done? Write those down as well. So for me, it's like entrepreneurship maybe. And the goal with this section is I want you to come up with 6 to 8 broad topic areas. And we're going to refine those more specifically. But for now, let's just write down the broad topic areas. While you're working on that, I want to address another myth. And I don't know if, Bryan briefly mentioned that, and I mentioned it too. And this myth is, and it goes something like this. Let me know if this looks familiar, if this sounds familiar to what you hear inside your head. So inside your head, do you ever feel like, hey, I'd love to teach online courses. I really, really want to teach a course on this topic, but I feel like I'm not enough of an expert to teach. Who am I to teach this topic when there's people that are so much better than me also teaching? Like, why would anyone pay to learn from me? I'm not the best at this topic. Have you guys ever felt like this? It's almost like an imposter syndrome, kind of like, it just nags away at you. It claws away at you with this who am I to teach belief. Have you ever felt like that, guys? Because that's one of the biggest things we hear. And it's something that really, it affected me too. It affects everyone. But after, again, looking at the data, I've started to change my mind about it. And I'm going to change your mind about this too. And, listen carefully, because this is important. If you internalize this, it becomes a lot easier. And the way we're going to break through this objection is a story. I'm going to tell you the story of John and Elliot, again, the iPhone programming guys who, taught 100,000 students, made millions of dollars. So you would think, John and Elliot with that experience must be professional programmers that probably worked at like Google or Apple or something that they were then qualified to teach. Turns out that's untrue. You would think, fine, maybe, they had a computer science degree. They've been programming computers since they were young. That's how they became teachers. Again, not true. They had none of that experience. What made John and Elliot unique was the fact that they were self-taught programmers that struggled for many, many years to learn how to program, until finally, after consuming all of the free content on the internet, they finally managed to build their first application. Now, instead of being put off by it, instead of their audience being like, wow, these guys aren't that good, this made them better teachers. This made them more empathetic teachers because they were only slightly better than their audience. And that's the big point that like took me a while to internalize is people don't want to learn from the best. They want to learn from people like them, someone who's preferably only 1 or 2 steps ahead of them. I cannot emphasize this enough because this blew my mind. This changed the way I think about everything when it comes to online education. And it's why I think we're all going to be great teachers. It's because we have certain skills where we're 1 or 2 steps ahead of our audience. And by virtue of being 1 or 2 steps ahead of our audience, we're more effective teachers. We're more compelling teachers because we're just that much better rather than, a university professor that's unapproachable. The word expert, right? The word expert is someone that's a couple of steps ahead of you based on what you've experienced. So if you can internalize that changed it for me. Like, is that kind of like a light bulb going off in your head? Because it was for me when I truly understood and internalized that. Another quick example, I know I've spent a lot of time on this to bring it all back together, is even this presentation I'm giving to you right now. If you watch this presentation, you watch this webinar, you take your notes, if you meet a friend for dinner later today, chances are you might be able to teach your friend how to build an online course better than me because you're now 1 or 2 steps ahead of them, while I might, have a lot of things I'm taking for granted because I know this world so well. Just something to think about. So anyways, moving on. If that's not important, what's important? The most important part of any online course, and Bryan mentioned this, is what we personally call it the Urkel Effect, right? For those of us that grew up in North America, we watched kind of nerdy Urkel grow up to be hip, suave Urkel. We saw the transformation of Urkel, in real time. And for any online course, that's what I want you to do. I want you to think about what is the transformation you're providing for your students. Bryan mentioned that. Bryan's like, you need to get your students to results. That's the same thing. A good online course is a transformation, and that's what your idea is. So on your workbook, for each topic, I want you to think about what the transformation is for a student. What is the outcome for a student? Because without a transformation, without an outcome, you do not have an online course. You just have a collection of videos. Let's walk through a couple of transformations. So Charlie Hohn's transformation is how to land a job you love. It's a very clear, distinct transformation combined in the course. Kimberly Snyder, 30-Day Detox Express, very clear transformation outcome. Even Bryan's course, get your first 10,000 subscribers. That's a very, very distinct, clear transformation. Very distinct. Jessica Sprague, learn how to create digital scrapbooks in 30 days. That's what I want you guys to think about. Take your topic area and write down the transformation that best aligns with the topic area. So type it into chat right now. Andrew's going to be reading through some of the answers in chat. Write down in chat, what is the transformation, the strongest possible transformation that you have from your idea, and that's going to be your most profitable course idea. It's always, your idea is nothing but the transformation. There's one thing you internalize, one thing you remember is your idea equal to the transformation for the student, the outcome for the student. While you work on that in your workbook, type it in a chat. I'm gonna jump in and handle another objection that comes up a lot. And I don't know if you feel this way, but a lot of people feel the more information inside your course, the more packed it is, the more hours of video, the more valuable the course is. Do you ever feel that way? Does anyone here feel like a bigger course, a meatier course is more valuable? Cool. I gave you a second to type in. If so, you are wrong. Your course does not have to have a massive amount of information. In fact, I think it hurts your course to have a massive amount of information because a good online course simplifies. A good online course cuts through the entire body of all the information available and it finds what's important. Think about it. When people are buying your course, no one in the world has ever wanted to buy a course. They want to buy the outcome. Someone doesn't buy a programming course. They want to buy being able to program computers. Your course is an outcome. The reason they're paying you money instead of taking all the free information online is your course is a shortcut in their mind, right? If I'm like, I want to learn how to build an iPhone app, that's what I want. I'm paying to be able to build iPhone apps. The only reason I'm getting this course is because I think the course will take me there faster rather than Googling stuff online. So that's what your course is. Your course is a shortcut to an outcome. Never, ever, ever, ever forget that. Shortcut to an outcome. That's all your course is. Outcome first, and how can you take people to an outcome as fast as possible? And if people are paying you to take them to an outcome as fast as possible, aren't you realistically doing them a disservice? Aren't you being unfair to them if you're, making them watch a lot of videos that's not relevant? Ultimately, there's value in simplifying and aggregating, and that's all your job is. Your job is take people to the outcome as fast as possible. Cut the crap, get them to where they want to go as fast as possible. Cool. Someone that brings this all back together, someone that kind of makes this entire section come together is Tim Ferriss. I don't know if you know Tim Ferriss, but he embodies a lot of what we talk about in this entire section, because Tim is not an expert, right? Tim does not know cooking. Tim is not a nutritionist. Tim is not a workout expert, not a trainer, but he talks to a lot of people, gets a lot of information, finds a specific outcome, and helps his reader get to the outcome as fast as possible. And I want you to think of the example of Tim Ferriss and how he achieves this as you think of your profitable course idea and work past the objection that you just worked past. So one last time, I want to bring it all back together because this is so, so important. I warned you this first section is long. We'll breeze through the rest. But to find your profitable course idea, first write down all the topics you're passionate about, skills you have, things you've done, all of that. In step 2, figure out the transformation that lines up with each of these topics. And finally, choose the most impactful transformation, and you will have your most profitable course idea. Does that make sense? I'm happy to spend more time here. If it makes sense, let me know, because this section is so important. Every single thing after this is going to be derived on having the most powerful transformation. That's all it is. I see a lot of great comments in chat. A lot of people have picked great outcomes. That's awesome.
One thing I would add in Encore is an approach I've taken, which kind of goes into step 1, is something you want to know about. So maybe not something that you're an expert at currently, but like Tim did basically was something he wanted to know about. So he wanted to know how to be a cook, and that book's more about how to learn how to do anything.
Yep.
So for me, it's like, how can I learn how to create this email list? So I figured out the process and then created a course on it. So it can be something that you aspire to be. You go through the discovery process, and then you share that via your paid course and via your platform as you move along. Yep, absolutely.
And that's why one of the items we have here is not just what you're good at, but what are you interested in? Sometimes the most compelling courses are you documenting the process of learning something as a newcomer. Very often that makes you a better teacher because it's almost your own zero to hero story. And it starts off with something you're interested in. The Bitfountain guys too, right? They were interested in programming. They weren't experts, and that made them better for it. So it's a very, very good point. Sweet. So step 2, and I promised you step 2 is going to be a lot quicker. This is course pricing. And this is something that's just so passionate. It's so dear to my heart because I've seen all the data, and all of you get pricing wrong. Everyone gets pricing wrong. Maybe not you, Bryan, but most people do. The first thing I want to do is I would love if people type in the chat, A, B, C, D, or E. What is your monthly income goal for your online course? How much money would you like to make? And obviously we'd all like to be over $10,000 a month, but how much money is enough to make a meaningful change in your life? How much money is enough that you're like, okay, I'm going to invest further into this? Bryan, when you first started, did you have a number that you would have liked to make when you first started your first course?
I mean, when I had a full-time job and I was making, $40,000, $50,000 a year, $500 would change my life. Yeah. I was talking to when you get into the thick of it and you've moved further along the path, you look back at a couple $100 and you're like, is it worth the time? But I was talking to my cousin the other day, and he has a blog that has, a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 email subscribers, and is looking to launch something. And I was like, well, how much would you need to make a substantial impact? And he's like, man, $400 a month would literally change our life. And that's the house payment, or that's the car payment, or that's paying off your student loans a couple years earlier. So that's a really, really good question. I like that.
Yep. So no matter what the number is, and even for example, say the number is $400 a month. The best way of hitting this is premium pricing. And I've seen the data on courses selling across the entire spectrum. In the Q&A, I can pull out our real live numbers and show you that too. But our most successful teachers use premium pricing. We call it the Rolls-Royce effect, but the idea is you're not fundamentally competing on price. You're selling a premium product. Your people understand they're buying a premium product, and it just makes every single other decision easier. So why premium pricing? What's so great about premium pricing? Outside of the fact that it's easier to hit our income goals, and sometimes, say your income goal is $400 a month, sometimes you can hit that with one purchase, one new student a month. Your life becomes a lot more easier when you need, 4 students a month, 5 students a month, 8 students a month versus hundreds of students paying $5. But more importantly, more than it being easier to hit your income goals, you get better students when you charge more money. And for people outside the world of education, maybe that doesn't fully make sense. But education is interesting because the more money, one, we're used to paying a lot of money for education, right? Think about the alternative. Like, what is the cost of, going to university? What is the cost of the alternative is often more expensive. But when you pay more money, you're more vested in it. Our data shows when people pay more money, they're more likely to finish the course. They're more likely to even start the course. They're more likely to report a higher satisfaction rating for the same course when they pay more money, and they're less likely to ask for a refund. So you get better students, you get higher quality students. The cost of supporting them is less because these are passionate, motivated people that are, clearly serious about their education. And if you have fewer students, you can afford to spend more time with each one too. Now, the math obviously, makes it a lot easier, right? One, in terms of rules of thumb, I don't want you almost ever to sell courses for less than $100. Like, we've seen the data, it just does not work out. You just build a reputation the way kind of, Udemy and other marketplaces have of being like, commoditized courses that don't produce a good outcome. So one, I don't want any of you to I want you to think about at least charging $100. That's what all our data shows. And once you get comfortable with that, move up to charging, $200, $400, $500, because the outcome you're providing to students is valuable enough. And I understand this is tough. I understand this is hard. Math is in front of you, but I understand the biggest challenge we have, and a lot of people have, is as teachers, especially as first-time teachers, you're not going to feel like your information is valuable enough. You're going to be fighting your own mind. You're going to be fighting your own psychology. So I'm going to openly issue a challenge to all of you. And here's the challenge. Whatever is the price you're thinking about charging for your course, take my word on it and double it. Double the price. If that makes you feel uncomfortable, and maybe it's a good thing it makes you feel uncomfortable, think about how you can add enough value in your course to make it worth twice as much. Cool, so I'll repeat the challenge one last time because I want you all to do it. This is important. Take the price you have, double it, and then think about what you can do to make it worth twice as much. And one last kind of exercise to pull it all together, just to beat our mind, to defeat our the way our mind holds us back, is I want you all to do this. I want you to do this too in chat, Bryan. Let's all go into chat, and I want you to turn on your caps lock. This is some Tony Robbins shit. I want you to turn on your caps lock and type in, "I will charge more." I want everyone to do that. Andrew, I want you to do that. I want you to do that, Bryan. Let's just all type in, "I will charge more," just to bring it together. Because a lot of times, it's our mind as a first-time course creator that just makes it hard to internalize, just internalize the fact that we are worth more. Look, yeah, there we go. There's the chat coming in. Wow, yeah, super fun.
All right, y'all are committed now.
Yeah, now you're committed. No, but it helps. It helps when you type it out. Look at that. That's great. Awesome. Cool. So
how much did you charge for your first online course, Encore?
I was on Udemy, so I didn't see the light. I mean, I was like, oh, let's just, of course, everyone charges $200 for a course and then gives out $10 coupons. It wasn't until building Teachable and I saw the data, and again, I'll pull out the data after the webinar. What I did I don't know if you caught the webinar with Brennan, but I read out the average units sold for our top grossing schools. Mm-hmm. And there was only one under $100. And there was a bunch that had $450, $480. So a lot of people found that very, very surprising.
Yeah, our average per student in this last launch was right at $1,400.
Yep, and you're getting that. That's what Brennan said. Brennan said now he's selling a course for $7,200.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So the very first course I sold was my Bootstrapper's Guide to Explainer videos. It was $29.
Yep.
And then 6 months later, I sold the same course for $399. And I think what's interesting, like the sales numbers are super interesting to see how people respond. But even going a level deeper is what does that do to your success rate?
Yep.
Does your success rate for your students go up or down as you charge more? Every single time I've ever tested that and tracked that, it's gone up substantially. As you raise the price, not only do you make more money, and that's on the personal side. You got to have two goals, one personal and one for your students. On the student side, the success rate goes up because the more money you invest into something, the more likely you are to take action on it and to actually do something with it. So I think it's important to realize both of those things. You make more money and your students get more result if you charge more money. So are you doing yourself a disservice and your students a disservice by charging less? You have to make that decision. But every number I've ever seen from my own stuff and from students of mine has shown that's the case.
Yep, absolutely. Cool. So step 3, recording your course content the easy way. A lot of people when you're first starting out think that sounds like a lot of work. But if you, again, think about the outcome, in Brian's case, getting, 10,000 subscribers, whatever your outcome is, your transformation, we can use that to generate a course outline. Because your course outline ultimately is nothing more than the step-by-step process to reach that outcome, right? So for us, imagine your outcome is helping someone negotiate a raise at their job. A step-by-step process would be, believing they're worth enough. Step 2 could be creating a list of all their accomplishments. Step 3 could be setting up a meeting with their boss. Step 4 could be conducting a meeting with their boss. Step 5 could be post-meeting follow-up. Step 6 could be like a celebration. That's just like a theoretical 6-step process. But whatever the steps are to the transformation, just write those down, and each of those steps become a module in your course. So that gives you your template right there. Write down all the steps write down all the steps to reach transformation. That becomes a module in your outline. And then for every module, just think about the smaller bits to accomplish that bigger step. And each of the smaller bits are simply video lectures. So that's all that an outline really is. If you have your transformation, you can do your first outline in 20 minutes on the webinar right now. All the steps you need to do with shorter video lectures for each step. Now, how do you record the video lectures? The easiest way to get started is just use PowerPoint or Keynote, like slides like this with your voice talking over, and just record that. You can put your face in the bottom right if you want. That's a nice to have. It's not necessary. A lot of people are concerned about putting their face on camera. You don't have to do it. It helps, and eventually you can do it. But to start, and I guess the bigger lesson here is the biggest stumbling block for people here is just not getting it done. I've seen so many people with the best of intentions stumble here because they try and be perfect, forgetting what's important. What's important here is not how pretty your slides are. What's important here is not how great your video looks. What's important here is not how many times you say or ah. What's important is getting students to the outcome. And your course is not going to get better with you re-recording videos over and over. Your course is going to get better after you put it in the hands of actual students, have them go through the content and see if they're getting their outcome. Your course gets better after you release it, not before. So my biggest advice here is use PowerPoint, Keynote, create slides. You can use, for screen recording, people ask, what do you recommend? We recommend ScreenFlow for Mac, Camtasia for Windows. And if you have another tool that works, that's fine. That's not the important stuff. The important, most important stuff here is, GSD, get shit done. Get this stuff done, because your course is only going to get better when you have students using the course, when you have paying customers you can talk to, that you can then go back and make the course better. Your course ultimately is a living product. Your course is, it's not a book, it's a living product. You can always make it better. I see a few questions about how do you record specifically. Can handle it in Q&A, but ultimately both PowerPoint and Keynote come with built-in recording. Alternatively, you can use ScreenFlow on a Mac, Camtasia on a Windows computer. People in chat can type in, other things they know. But that's what it comes down to. Just get it done. The biggest stumbling block here is, just being a perfectionist. Here, all I want you to remember is done is better than perfect. Get your slides, get your videos, get them in the hands of students. The only thing that matters here, and the only thing that matters to this entire thing, is the outcome, the transformation for students. Take them to the transformation. they'll forgive you if your video quality is not perfect. Cool. All right, I love it. Someone's like, I love it. GSD is my new mantra. Cool. If you tweet your notes at Bryan and I on Twitter, our new hashtag is #GSD.
I like it.
Yeah. We also have a handout I'll show you how to get on how we, set up our own. Professional is a bit of a stretch, but how to set up a really nice home studio with nothing more than an iPhone. Quick other note about content is, look, of course, most of your course is recorded video, but ultimately it's an online course. It's a living product. It's on the internet. You can have fun with it. You can put in quizzes, you can put in handouts, cheat sheets, case studies, whatever else you want. The focus is recorded video right now. The one content hack, I don't know if you do this a lot, Bryan, but I love doing this, is interviewing experts. I think that's one of the easiest ways to add high quality content to your course. Is that something you've ever tried?
Yeah, I think the key to that is not just to get on Skype and talk to somebody for an hour. What we've done in our course is, of course, this is a course on how to build an email list, but we ask one very specific question. So we've positioned the interviews not as interviews, but as advanced trainings. So they go into depth on specific list building strategies we don't teach in the course, but we just go on and I ask the expert we're interviewing, what's the one list building strategy you're using that you've never told anyone about? And we just get them to tell us what that is and give step-by-steps of how to do it. So then we don't have to position it as an interview, which is generally seen as a free piece of content, like as a podcast or something like that. But the wording of how you describe that and position that makes it more of a premium offering that you couldn't get somewhere else. But yeah, absolutely. Those are great ways to round out the course and to provide more advanced trainings or more specific trainings. Let me give you an example of that, and this might be slightly off topic, but I think using these strategically can work really well in your favor and can help you finish the course quicker. So for example, in our course, one of the things we teach very early on is to start writing 250 words a day and pressing publish every Friday. And that starts the communication mechanism between your list and gets them to know, like, and trust you, and gets them to prep in order for you to create your first product. But one of the questions people have when they get ready to publish, if they're in the very beginning stages, is what do I publish on? Do I start a WordPress blog? What theme do I use? All those questions that people ask. But we don't want to make the course about how to set up a WordPress theme. So what we've done, we're in the middle of creating an advanced training module right now for people that have that question. We'll just link it up on that lesson. So if somebody has the question of, well, what theme do I use? How do I set it up? We just have 2 videos that are just about that. And you can do that via interview, via you just screen sharing and with Camtasia or ScreenFlow and just showing that. But you can use those bonus materials to answer a lot of the questions people have as they go through the course and to cover those fringe cases.
Yep, that's a great point. A couple of people are asking about, do experts know, and so forth. And yes, like, these experts are voluntarily helping out, because one, a lot of people that you think of as experts are actually people that are incredibly nice, that don't have a lot of time. And by being able to give them an opportunity to reach a lot of people and help a lot of people at once, they're more likely to help you. And moreover, the other reason expert interviews can be a great strategy is you can then use these experts to help you market the course. On your course landing page, you can say, hey, we're now featuring insights from these 8 amazing people. And sometimes you can even get some of these people to be your affiliate, because now instead of them promoting your course, they're promoting a course that they've had a say in, right? They're a part of this course now. They're more likely to promote you because they've been, they're part of this course now. So interviewing experts is, as Bryan pointed out, something I would really think about, especially if you're having a longer, deeper course. Talk to some people. Like, you'll also form great relationships and friendships from there, and you'll be surprised how often people will say yes. Like, you will be.
Irene asked a question. She said, how do you split profits with expert interviews? You don't split profits with expert interviews, Irene. Actually, that can hurt you if you approach that person to interview them and to include them in the course from a monetary position. A lot of people just like helping. And for me, the reason I do a lot of these is because it's free marketing. Like, the best people on the Teachable email list are the people that are paying every month to buy their program. So if I can be bonus material inside of the software, inside of the course that Encore offers every new customer, then that's going to position me as somebody that's in front of them every single time. So you don't approach it from a monetary position. You approach it from you have a message, I want to teach my audience, would you jump on Skype with me for 30 minutes position? And we can talk about in the Q&A.
Yeah, we'll do it in the Q&A. You brought up a really good point. We'll talk about in the Q&A, but psychology-wise, like, the way our brain thinks about things, if there's a monetary component and not, is completely different. So asking for money, as Bryan pointed out, will probably hurt you. Yep. Or offering to pay them will probably hurt you. Okay, so we're running a little bit behind, so we're gonna, make good progress. Step 4, technology. How do we get our school online so it's real? How do we take this abstract concept, this idea, and make the technology just work? So there's 5 things that are incredibly important when it comes to putting our course online. And no matter what you end up doing, I want you to think about all 5 of these. The first one is, I want my school, like my school, place I sell my courses, to be beautiful. I think the way the internet is right now, my expectations are I should be able to create something that looks really, really good without any technical expertise in less than an hour. I want to create something beautiful. I want to create it fast, and I want it to look good, right? Like, look around the internet right now. All websites are beautiful. I want my website to be as beautiful as that. And, when a website looks good, it helps with conversion so much when it looks professional. The second thing that's, again, non-negotiable is I want it to be mysite.com. I don't want it to be udemy.com/something/something. I want it to be mysite.com. I want it to have my brand in the header. This is my product. I've worked for this. I don't want it to be something.something.myname.com. It's my domain, my brand name. The third thing that's also incredibly important, and again, guys, this is just table stakes for what the internet is right now, is I want my course website to look good on mobile. I want it to be mobile optimized. I want people to be able to watch my course on mobile, download videos on mobile, and I want them to be able to buy the course on mobile. Again, table stakes, this has to happen in today's day and age, or you're losing at least 20% of revenue. The fourth thing I want is I want email addresses. I want control of my students. And I cannot overestimate this enough, but do not compromise on this. If you build your entire business where you don't get email addresses. Bryan, would you ever build an entire business somewhere where you do not get email addresses?
Absolutely not. That's why you should never use Udemy.
Yep. Guys, break any of the 5 rules. Don't break this one. I don't care what you do, who you use, how you set it up. Get email addresses. Otherwise, you're not building a business. You might just be making a little bit of money on the side. You're not building a full business. So promise me you won't do that. And the 5th thing that's absolutely essential is I want to be able to accept payments on day 1. I don't want to have a merchant account. I don't want someone to have to approve me. I want to be able to charge money for my course when I want now. And here's a little secret that some of you might already know, is you can do all of this for free on Teachable within 2 to 3 minutes. Like, all of this stuff really, really easily. And I want everyone to have one quick win right now, right? Like, we're all listening to this. We're inspired. We're excited. We want to create our courses. I want you all to go to teachable.com, enter your name, email, password, and create a name for your course, and click the Get Started button. And this is important. And you'll remember this moment because this is the time when your course idea, when the thing you've wanted to do, the course you wanted to build, becomes real. So I'll wait while you guys do that. It won't take more than 15 seconds. Go to teachable.com, hit the Create a Free Course in the top right, fill out the form. You can change all the values later outside of your email address. But remember this moment, because this is when our course goes from this abstract idea of something we want to do to something real. This is real progress. This is something we've accomplished, and it's the first step of this all coming together.
So if you're over on Facebook, over on Twitter, looking at your phone, have this in the background, come up right now. I'm doing this right now on my screen. I'm creating a Teachable school right this second. So come back over here. It's completely free. Go sign up real quick. Go to teachable.com. In the upper right-hand corner, there's a button that says Create a Free Course. Just click it, fill out the information. Don't spend 20 minutes trying to figure out the name of your school. Just type your name in there. You can go change all that stuff later. The key is to take small, actionable steps to start building your course. So right now, click the button in the top right corner, fill out the information, put in your email, put in a little password, name your school real quick, just whatever comes to the top of your mind. Spend 3 seconds on it, name it, and click Get Started.
Yep, and just hit done just type in done whenever you set that up. Come back to chat, type done. We'll move forward. As Bryan says, this is the moment it becomes real.
I'm actually doing mine right now. I got an invalid email address. Oh, here we go. I actually got to type .com at the end of it apparently.
Sweet. All right. Yeah. Awesome. Much people done. When you're in, you'll see a screen like this, and all the things we talked about, right? Make your school look pretty. Boom. There's a button for that. Add your course, upload stuff, button for that. Set up your domain name, button for that. It's all absurdly simple. You don't have to worry about video hosting, payments, affiliates. All of that stuff just works on autopilot. And when you're done, you just hit the rocket, the launch button, and you're good to go. We do all the heavy lifting, and you have an online course ready to sell. And here's kind of, So my first challenge was double your price. My second challenge is I want you to use Teachable, the account you just created now, and what I'm going to share in the next step, and see who the first person on this webinar is to get a pre-sale. And sometimes someone can do this in like an hour or two. But that's my other open challenge. I want you to hit us up on Twitter if you succeed. But listen to step 5. Step 5 is pre-selling. You can combine step 4 and step 5 to make your first dollar from online courses today if you want. So how do you ever do pre-sales, Bryan?
Absolutely. The first course I sold, every course I sell, I don't advise anybody to create a course without pre-selling it first. Before you build anything, the only way you can make sure that what you're about to build is something people will buy is if you pre-sell it to whoever your existing audience is. And if you don't have an email list, maybe that's your friends and family. Maybe that's a few buddies that are in a meetup club. Maybe you don't know anybody that's interested in dog training, but you want to create a course on that. Go to a local meetup group, meet people that want to pre-sell them your course, because the people that actually pay you money for what you're going to build before you build it are the people you need to listen to. And they're the people that will guide you and help you refine that product before it's a finished thing. And at the time it's finished, it's so much harder to refine it and to make it good versus if you put the time in beforehand. So every course I've ever created, the first Bootstrapper Guide to Explainer video, 10K subs, both have been pre-sold. I sold almost $6,000 worth of 10K subs to a very small list of a couple hundred people by doing this first. So I think if you skip this step, you're just gambling with if this thing you spend the next couple weeks or months of your life creating will actually work or not. Don't gamble with it. Know ahead of time.
Yep. Yeah, that's 100% correct. Some people feel weird about pre-sales. For everyone else, listen to what Bryan says and listen to this, and let's see who the first person to pre-sell their course is today.
And look at Star Wars broke the all-time record. So it comes out in December. They've been selling tickets for the past 2 months. Guess what that's called? That's called a pre-sale of what's going to be the highest grossed movie of all time. So you're not a special snowflake. You're not a special situation. Pre-sell your stuff to see if people want it first.
Yep. So how do we actually pre-sell? It's on Teachable. It's absurdly simple. All you need to do is all you have to do is create a sales page, because now the path to dollars is not recording content. You can skip step 3. All you have to do is come up with an effective, compelling sales page, and you are good to go. And the advantage is all of these the default sales page on Teachable, we've tested hundreds of permutations and combinations, and we've found exactly what you need to have a successful pre-sale, like the essential elements a pre-sale page has. And let me quickly walk you through Charlie Hohn's pre-sale page, because he done a pretty good job. So the most important thing is having a very clear call to action up top, where Charlie has, is it possible to land a job you love in 3 days? What you need to do with this big call to action is talk about what the transformation for a student is. What is the outcome, the big, bold, strong outcome for a student? And that's what we call the course title or the course heading inside Teachable. Underneath that, you have a subtitle or a 2-line description on how you're going to take someone to the transformation. So this is, so for Bryan, it could be get 10,000 subscribers. The 2-line could be how he's going to teach you to get those subscribers. And underneath that is an enroll in course button and a promo video. Now, if you look at pre-sales, maybe even on Kickstarter or anywhere, having a promo video is going to help you so much. This is probably the most time-consuming part of a sales page and something I recommend you do. It's ultimately all of this is optional because this is your website, your platform. You don't have to do it. But if you put a promo video, that can really help clinch the deal just by, putting a face out there, telling people what the outcome is and how you're going to take them to the outcome over video can be so much more effective than the text description underneath. The text description is also, important. And my advice here is, keep the description centered on the student. Keep the description on what they're going to get out of this rather than who you are and what you're going to do. Keep this description just about, what you're going to get the student, what is the outcome, and how you're going to take them there. And only underneath that do we have a field to enter your own bio. This is what you can keep funny, quirky, interesting, whatever. This is literally the only place in the page I want you to talk about yourself. The rest should be entirely focused on the student. So now all of these elements, right? All of these elements are not complicated. They're all easy to do. You can get all of this stuff set up. And on Teachable, it's a fill in the blank template. You write down a course name, you write down a course title, you write down a description. You can just fill in the blanks and create a beautiful sales page that's been tested for conversions, that's been tested to pre-sell in minutes. Like, it's that simple. The one element that Charlie doesn't have that I want you to add is a testimonial block. We have a really easy way to add a testimonial. Think about people you know that have either taken a course from you, taken a training, maybe a friend, an acquaintance, someone like that to vouch for you, and put their image, put a testimonial in there that will help your conversion so much. But all of this stuff, this is all the fill in the blanks template. So today, if you, after this webinar, just decided to, go inside Teachable, use this template, fill in the blanks, get stuff set up, you will have a sales page ready that's been tested for conversion that you can start just sending people to. You'll have a page you can post on Facebook, send out your email list, LinkedIn, YouTube, ready in hours. By the end of today, you could start making money. You could start selling your course. It's the quickest way of making this entire concept real. So we actually have someone that recently came to us. Her name is Bree Noble. She had a course called the Female Musician Academy, and she didn't know if people were going to buy. So all she did is she created a beautiful sales page. That's her sales page. It didn't take a lot of time at all. She pre-sold 15 people at $300, making $4,500 or so. And she said, my page was so beautiful that people automatically, saw me as a credible resource. They saw me as someone that, that they could trust, that they ended up buying from her. And she then used that money to even buy a microphone, buy equipment. She talked to her students that paid for the course and then developed the final product. So as Bryan said, just do it. Think about, get over your reservations. Think about what you can do to start pre-selling your course today. We do the hard work. It's a fill in the blank template. You can find the right answers to fill in the blanks. So think about it. Pre-sales are the fastest way. And for anyone, the first person to get a sale from this webinar, let us know. We have a special prize for you. Now, before we jump into step 6, which is all about audience goals, which is all about growing your list, building an interest list of people, I would love if you typed in a chat and told me how many people here already have an audience. It doesn't matter if you do or do not. We're going to start from the scratch, but I'd love to know how many people here have an email list, how many people here are just getting started, who has a YouTube audience, social media audience. Even if you have no audience at all, just type it into chat. Bryan, how many people did you have when you first launched your course? Do you think you'd tweet 28 or something?
My first course was 28 people. Yep. And that was just from a Facebook group I was active in. I posted a message that said, hey, this is what I'm working on. Let me know if you're interested. Just direct message me on Facebook with your email address and I'll send you an email about it. So I got 28 people from doing that a time or two inside of a Facebook group I was already active in.
Nice. Cool. So step 6 is, and yeah, I see a lot of people here getting started, 100, 200 subscribers. What's amazing about online courses is the amount of money you can even make with just a few hundred subscribers. For anyone that does not, and I'm sure Bryan has told you this plenty of times, most course sales, like other information products, happen through email. Bryan's talked a lot about this, but whether you have a YouTube audience, social media audience, whatever, any audience is great, but there's no audience as effective as an email list. And there's no better way of, and what's amazing about building an email list is every single person in the world that's built an email list. And again, I see some people saying, I don't have an email list, so forth. Well, you're going to start. We have to start because, there's ways of selling courses without an email list. You can go to affiliates and the like, but there's nothing more effective than your own email list. That's value that you're going to, get for the rest of your life. And even if you start today, you're going to be, a week from now, you're going to be so happy you started today. So what's interesting about an email list is every single person in the world, every single person on the internet that's built an email list has done the same thing. This is what John and Elliot did to build their email list. This is what every one of our instructors have done. This is what Bryan has done to build an email list. And that's what it looks like. You give away free value, give away something valuable. It could be content, a newsletter. You give away something valuable with perceived value, or actually not perceived, with real value for free in exchange for an email address. Isn't that exactly what you did, Bryan? You gave away something valuable. You think about your list. How did you build a list? You gave away some kind of value in exchange for an email address.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all marketing comes down to is finding somebody who already has your target audience and giving them a reason to talk about you. And that could be doing a workshop like right now, like doing this workshop. You guys hosted the landing page for this.
Yep.
You're giving my audience a ton of value, showing them exactly what they need to do to create a course. And as a result, you guys picked up 1,600 email subscribers. So the thing you're giving away is an hour of your time in training. The thing you get is 1,600 new people that you can develop a relationship with and potentially sell your services to. So that's the exchange. Lead magnets work like that. Facebook ads work like that. Every form of marketing at the end of the day comes down to who has your people and what can you do to get them to talk about you.
Yep. That's all that it is. And if you are creating a course, say you have a premium course, how to plant a tomato garden, which has 10 modules. What's amazing is your lead magnet or a way to get email addresses is built in. You can take any one module, maybe how to choose the right seeds, because it always starts with the seeds, and give that away for free. You can even use Teachable to give it away as a free course and get email addresses. Of course, there's a lot of different things you can give away, and we can talk about some of that in Q&A. But in its simplest form, just take a single module from your course. Take one module, break it away into a free mini course, and give it away in return for an email address. Just that one step is going to help your conversion so much more than like sending people to a purchase page. And this is, giving away this one module is great for many, many reasons. One, it puts, hundreds of students, and we can talk about the places to distribute this, the way Bryan hit up a Facebook group. We'll talk about where you can distribute it. But if you have this, thing you can give away for free, you can put hundreds of students inside a free course related to the same topic. These people start building a relationship with them. You start to prove yourself as someone that gives them value. Because ultimately on the internet, people like to buy from people they know. And there's no better way of, kind of delivering value and getting to know people than teaching them. So this free mini course, you start putting students in the mini course, you build a relationship, and even better, you can use their feedback as a testimonial in your main sales page. Even though it's, you're kind of, you're not even cheating the system because your module is part of the bigger course, but you can use a testimonial from your free mini course and put that on the sales page of your bigger course. So when your first students that get to your main big course page will see testimonials already. Like this is, the easiest way to start building a list. Just take a course you already have, break off a piece of it, give it away as a free mini course, collect email addresses. That's actually how John and Elliot generated all this money. Theirs was not even a mini course. They had a course that was getting dated. It was based on the old version of the iPhone. The new iPhone came out. So what they did is they sent out a free coupon. I think a free coupon leaked to their old course. And this course was not worth much at the time because they were launching a new course the next week. So this coupon leaked and it went crazy viral to the degree I'm not saying the same thing's gonna happen for you because they got pretty lucky, but they got 50,000 people signing up for their free course because all of a sudden it was this valuable thing that was distributed for free. And the next week when they had their new course ready, they just emailed those 50,000 people saying, hey guys, there's a new version of the iPhone and why don't you buy our new course? And from that one sales email, they ended up making $150,000, right? I'm not saying you'll have the same scale of success. The formula is the same though. Give away a free course. When you have a new course, email those people and people will buy if your course was good. To bring it back to Angela, what Angela used to do, Angela has a popular YouTube channel. What she used to do in the past was link from a YouTube channel to her paid course, which did not work very well until she made a change to link from her YouTube channel to a free course. She got people's email addresses, she consistently delivered value, and then she would ask them to buy her actual course. And that's kind of the big lesson here. Do not send people to buy a course straight. Collect email addresses at every step. And I'll, in Q&A, I'll ask Bryan to talk a little bit about the best ways of doing that since he knows email list building better than anyone else in the world. But that's all that it comes down to. Build a list of people that care about you and then offer to sell courses to them. Awesome. Whew, step 7, we're running a little bit late and we're gonna do something a little bit different here. Are you with us, Bryan? I
am.
Cool, so step 7 is, in general, it's very, very simple. The main thing at this stage, what you want is, you have a list, an interest list of people, and you decide to launch a course to them. What I'm going to do is, because you just did this, why don't you tell us, if you were starting out and you've given away a free course, got a list of 100, 200 people, and you have your paid course ready, how would you sell to them on email? What would you do?
It depends on what my goal was. So if my goal was to pre-sell to validate that I need to create the course, then I would do one thing. If my goal was to, all right, I got this course ready, I'm ready to sell it to my list, I got a couple hundred people. Like I got a buddy, John Meese, who just went through my course, built an email list of 250 people and launched a course into $10,000 in sales from a course that taught people how to use a WordPress theme. And the key to doing that, when you're ready to sell, this is a finished product in hand, people want it, you've walked a couple beta customers through it, now you're ready to go. There's a 3-step process, which you can go into detail in the Q&A, but the key to actually getting people to buy, to maximizing the number of people that are going to buy, is to give them urgency. You have to increase the level of urgency for them to solve the problem that your course solves, and also increase the confidence that they can actually solve that problem. And we can go into, there's a whole psychology behind how to do that, but you have to do those two things. If you don't increase the urgency that they're actually going to solve the problem. So like for me with photography, I would love to be a good photographer. I'd love to spend time and improve that, but I've never bought a course on that. Although I have 2 friends that have great courses on the topic, but I've never bought the course because it's never become urgent enough for me to become a good photographer. And also my confidence has never been raised that I can be a good photographer. If you increase those 2 things in the pre-launch emails you send out, then the chances of you getting people to buy and the number of people that will buy from your list and your existing audience goes up drastically. So there's all types of nuances to that. Happy to go into more in the Q&A, but those are the 2 main things that I do in the week before I get ready to send the email out. So most people get their course ready to launch and they send an email to their list with a link that says, hey, I got this new course, please buy from me. And you'll get maybe 10 or 15% of the potential buyers you could get from your audience from that. But if you spend the time to increase urgency, increase confidence, you'll increase the number of people that are going to buy from you drastically.
Awesome. That's super, super valuable. We'll spend some time on that in the Q&A because we're running a little bit behind. But step 7 is you've built a list, you send an email to your list. Of course, Bryan's going to tell us the best way of doing that. But even if you just have a list of people, 100, 200 people that have taken your free mini course or whatever, and you as simply as, send them 2 emails saying, hey, we're launching this course for 2 days, then send another email saying, hey, we're closing the course soon. And we can do that a lot better, but just doing that will get you your first sales, and that will get you started with the path of monetizing online courses. It's literally like, content or, pre-sale, list, email. And that's the fundamental funnel through which most people make most of their sales. There's a lot of advanced strategies, I'm going to quickly talk about for about 45 seconds, because we're running out of time here, that you can use as, the next level stuff to keep selling a course after, such as webinars. Webinars like this are a great way to sell courses because they're doing the same thing in a shorter time frame. You give value because your webinar should be incredibly useful in of itself. And then you tell people, if you want to learn more, here's my course. Good webinars can convert, anywhere as much as 20, 25%. I know some people converting it over 35. Even if you get 10%, that's, past the threshold of being pretty good. There's joint ventures and partnerships that becomes really, really fun when you have other people that have an audience and you offer to make them an affiliate and have them sell the course for you. Similarly, you can guest post on blogs and do other things that look like JV relationships. For added points, you can combine joint ventures and webinars to create joint venture webinars where you do a webinar with someone else to their audience when you sell your course to them. But the important point with all of this stuff here is I don't want you to think about this until you start building your email list, you start getting your first course sales coming through from your own list, and then think about this stuff. It's very tempting to try and, start off with a massive JV deal, massive partnership, but that's not going to happen. That's not going to, like you're doing it the wrong way. Start with your own list, then think about joint ventures. All right, awesome. Guys, I'm sorry we've gone a little bit over, but this has been great. Like we still have, almost 500 people here. Everyone is stuck through. I'm super, super excited. Bryan, firstly, thank you for inviting me. This has been so much fun. Thank you to everyone here just for staying here. Just the fact that all of these people have decided to give us, hour, 15 minutes and all stuck around makes me think that everyone here is serious about online courses. People here want to get results. People here are ready to get results. I'd love if you guys, typed into chat and told me what your one biggest takeaway was. And this is going to be useful because then I get to read out the answers and rehash the most important takeaways from this presentation. Bryan, what's been your kind of one takeaway from this webinar so far?
One of the things you mentioned early on was the process of coming up with your idea. And that's something that I got stuck on earlier this year when I was coming up with the idea for 10K subs, something I got stuck on in the very early days when I was first creating the first explainer video course. And like the idea part is hard. And I like the framework that you laid out for doing that. So that's probably one of my biggest takeaways. I've been trying to figure out better ways to teach that, how to come up with ideas and how to know if it's a good idea or not. And that pre-selling piece is key to that. So yeah, that's one of my big takeaways.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm just reading out some of the answers now just because this is going to reinforce everything. One of the big, Candy is saying, what I like is this is doable. This sounds like something I can do. Someone else says, I am an expert. Like just knowing that I'm 1 or 2 steps ahead is good enough. Pre-selling seems to be a light bulb moment for a lot of people. Hashtag GSD, let's just call it stuff. Get stuff done. Done is better than perfect. Just make sure to, you just ship it. Pricing is my big takeaway. Just being able to charge more. And I want to repeat that challenge. I want everyone here to double your price because inherently I know the price you're thinking of is not enough, and to try and think about what you can do value-wise to make it worth it. Don't overthink it. Pre-selling, lots of pre-selling. Your course idea should be the one with the biggest transformation. Awesome, guys. This is all great. Thank you so much. This has been, so much fun. And as I said, we have something special at the end. And how many of you would like me to, this is a lot of our best information. This is, the best we can do in an hour, frankly. There's only so much time, but we have a lot of other resources that go more in depth, that go into the process for launching your online course. How many of you would like me to, just give you our exact process in much more detail for launching and selling your first online course? So to succeed with online courses and to create an awesome online course, you need 2 things. You need, the technology, a way to create an amazing online school, which is what I think Teachable is. And you need a proven plan to follow from people that have done it before. Because technology is very useful, but you save so much time when you have expertise from people that have struggled the same way you have. And this happened to me too. This is something that I struggle with too with online courses. I did not have the expertise to rely on, just the technology. And that's why we teamed up with Bryan to create a special Teachable bundle. And this is really interesting because we're combining not just the software. We have, I think, we have the best software in the market, but not only are we combining the software, we're throwing in training for free if you purchase the software. So this is a special offer. This is, if you go to our site, you're not going to be able to even buy an annual plan. But today, if you buy an annual plan for Teachable, we're giving you our most premium training completely free. On our website, you cannot even buy an annual plan if you want. So here's how, let me quickly tell you about our professional plans. So our professional plan, so a lot of you signed up for free. That was a free account that does not come with a custom domain name. It does not come with an affiliate program. It has a transaction fee you have to pay every single time of $1 plus 10%. But that's why we have a couple of professional plans, premium plans, where most people end up starting since it's their own domain name, since it's more professional. So the main plan we recommend for people that are serious about their course business is the professional Teachable plan. This comes with unlimited courses, students, video, bandwidth, hosting, whatever. What's really important about this plan is it's completely white labeled. There's no reference to Teachable anywhere. So that beautiful design, you get complete control of. It's got advanced analytics, so you can drill down into every single student, you can drill down into every single video and see what's happening. You can see heat maps, graphs, who's completed what lecture, track learner progress, automate, reaching out to them. You can email market to your students inside the course, and all of this is included in the professional plan. The professional plan also has one more feature, which is the ability to add other authors to your school, to your account. So Bryan can create his account, and he can add other people to sell courses on his site and automatically set up a revenue share. And at Teachable, we take care of paying all these people. So this is normally available on the professional plan, which is $99 a month, or for this deal, $999 a year. So you get 2 free months as well. We also have the basic teachable plan, which is normally $29 a month or $348 a year. And this plan has a custom domain. This doesn't have all of the features, but this plan also has unlimited courses, unlimited students, unlimited video. It has a custom domain name, so you can still keep it as yourbrand.com. And it comes with an inbuilt affiliate program, so you can have affiliates that get paid out automatically. They have their own affiliate center. You have all of that as well on the basic plan. The basic plan is where we recommend you start because it's cheaper, $29 a month, $348 a year. But for today's offer, we're going to give you all of these bonuses if you upgrade to either one of these annual plans today. Like, you get all of our training, all of our bonuses with a simple upgrade with the orange button that's underneath the video. So what are these bonuses? So remember I talked to you about $1 Million Instructor, our flagship online course that shows you how John and Elliot created a $1 million training business selling iPhone apps. We actually went to Berlin last Thanksgiving, exactly a year ago, sat down with them, and we told their story. We shared the story of how John and Elliot, who were 27 at the time, traveling across Europe, made over $1 million in revenue, $2 million in sales, selling iPhone applications. So we sat down with them, we tell their story, we tell their narrative. We share exactly how they built this business. And you get this course, which is normally sold for at least $200. It's not even available right now. You get this completely free as part of this bundle. Like, this training is just included inside the price of the software, which normally it never works that way. We also have a marketing playbook, which is a quick start guide to 1,000 students. I talked about how you want to give away, your free course, your free value. This playbook breaks down all the channels you can hit up. Like, how do you, people have used this playbook to go to Reddit and, distribute their course to 200 free students. And this is a really, really quick way to get started with that process. You get the VIP version of our course, Profitable Course Idea, which helps you workshop how to find your course idea. We talked a lot about it. This is an email course with VIP support where you can email the co-founder of Teachable, Conrad, any of your questions and workshop exactly how to get your profitable online course all the way up until pre-sale. It also comes with a complete step-by-step guide to creating your own recording studio. I told you we'd share a way to get it. This is like almost a shopping list of the most basic stuff you need to record actual video if you want to. It's optional. You can always use PowerPoint, but you get this included as part of the bundle as well. And finally, you get my pricing playbook, which is a quick start guide to pricing your course. Ways to use multiple pricing tiers, ways to use subscriptions, ways to use multiple currencies. How can you just change the pricing structure of your course to make more revenue? And you get all of these modules, all of these courses, all of this training completely free if you get a year of the software. Like, we don't often sell annual plans, but today we're giving you not just the annual plan, but all of this training included. All of this training is completely self-paced. It fits into your own schedule, even if you're busy. The only thing I need from you, and we talked about this, right? Do the work. Don't be one of the students that gets a course and doesn't do the action items. Watch the videos, do the action items, get results, and I promise you, this training will work if you do the work. If you don't do the work, it's not going to help. But if you do the work, this training will help.
Encore, I'd like to throw something else in as well.
Awesome.
Can I?
Yeah.
All right. So we put together in May, we launched our course for the first time, and it did a little over $220,000 of sales in a 10-day period. And after that, we took all of the strategies we used, all of the emails we sent, which I think in total there was over 40,000 words, 20 plus emails. I think it was 23, 24, 25 emails total that we sent to our list that accounted for those $220,000 of sales. And we bundled it up into one little playbook called the Product Launch Playbook. And this is something that we don't sell anywhere. We don't give away anywhere. We included it inside of our course enrollment a few days ago when we were launching the Get 10,000 Subscribers course. But it's all of our swipe copy. I used this playbook when I was launching the course just a few weeks ago. So we went through this playbook, altered the emails, modeled what we had done in the previous launch, And it includes all of the psychological levers that you need to use when you're selling your product in order to appeal to a wide range of people that are in your audience. So this is an 80-page PDF and a 6-part video course that walks you through everything you need to do. And literally you can copy and paste the subject line, the emails, the days we've sent it, the times we sent it, every piece of our launch process that did $220,000 of sales in our last launch and more than double that in the launch we just closed. And it's every single email, every single strategy, every piece of the process. You can't get it anywhere. There's not a sales page for it. There's not a landing page for it. It literally is a PDF and a course that we host that is currently locked up in the Video Fruit vault. But if you take part of any of the levels that Encore just laid out, any of the annual plans, basic, pro, or the top one, you'll get a copy of the product launch playbook and the mini course for free. But you have to actually do something. And let me just, a lot of times these little bonuses and stuff like that, like people look at them and they're like, oh, that's just some little internet marketing technique. That's bullcrap. My singular goal next year is to help 1,000 people grow an email list and launch their first course. And one of the parts of doing that is getting as many people as possible into the process of doing that, because not everybody finishes. Not everybody has the patience. Not everybody has the endurance. Kids happen, life happens, stuff gets in the way. So I want as many people as possible to start. And then it's my job to help them once they get started. So I want to incentivize you to quit procrastinating, to quit making excuses about how you don't have a pretty website, about how you don't have a topic, about how you don't know how to launch, you don't know the perfect product idea, you don't know any of that. Through the Teachable software and all the bonuses me and Encore have just laid out, you literally have zero excuse. So the only thing you actually need to do, your very first step, forget everything else we just talked about, the very first step is to click the orange button right below the video and get started. So you can come up with a million reasons why not to do that, or you can trust 2 guys who have done this for a long time and have had a lot of success and follow our path. You have to follow somebody who's done that before, and we're going to help you do that. We're going to give you every single tool. You can email me whenever you want, Bryan@videofruit.com. That's my personal inbox. I was checking it a few minutes ago when I got distracted. I was helping a student that emailed in and was having a problem. And I'll personally help you through the process, but you have to actually take action. You got to quit listening to free podcasts and reading free blog posts. You have to follow a proven system. And what we've laid out here between the software, the courses, and the guides that we just outlined is what you need to actually start your course.
Yep. And everyone who upgrades to the basic plan gets all the bonuses, but everyone who upgrades to the professional plan gets a couple of extra bonuses. So if you upgrade to the professional plan, and we'll talk, a lot of people are saying, we have questions about the professional plan. We'll get into that in the Q&A in a second. But if you get the professional plan, we're throwing in 8 weeks of mentorship, 8 weeks of live group coaching calls with someone from the Teachable team on Friday afternoon. So you literally have no excuse anymore, because you have mentors willing to talk to you. It's almost like a private mastermind group that we're throwing in for anyone and everyone on the professional plan who upgrades to that today. And one last thing, you even get Ryan Bonhart, our head of VIP instructors, will spend 2 hours helping you onboard onto the platform. Ryan will help you upload your course, set your custom domain name, help you style your school, 2 hours of support to help you get your content in. So the professional plan, not only are you getting better features, you're also getting the group coaching, and you're getting someone to help you upload your content and do the work to make it real. So you're getting the exact software that Bryan has used, that we've all used to grow their online course business. So here's the full kind of stacked offer. It's worth over $2,000. You can get started with just one payment of $348, which is no more than what the software by itself costs. And now you get all of that stuff for free with an upgrade. So go to teachable.com/Bryan or click the orange button underneath. Like every offer we've ever run, it's 100% money back guarantee. You have 30 days to go through everything, set up your school, download everything. And if by the end of that you decide it's not right for you, you just decide this is not something you want, we'll give you a full refund, no questions asked. Not just that, like we've been actually doing this now, Bryan, I don't know if you know, but if someone buys and they find it's not for them, when we give them a refund, obviously they lose the annual plan, but you can still keep the Teachable courses, right? Like almost as a thank you for taking a chance on us. You can keep the stuff if you find it's not for you. Just complete risk Teachable.com/Bryan. And once you upgrade, do type into chat saying you upgraded so we can expedite getting you your bonuses, getting your annual plan, and getting you all set up today. As I mentioned, I want to see some people start making money today, and that's what I want from you guys.
I love it.
We're also going to do a special fast action bonus for anyone that upgrades. And for those of you waiting for Q&A, thank you. We're going to jump into a quick 30-minute Q&A after this. We'll answer all your questions. But if you upgrade during the Q&A, I'm also going to throw in 10 behind-the-scenes course marketing case studies, which are just like conversations with people. I know you know most of the people in the screen, Bryan, but people who have built successful online course businesses. And you get that free if you act during the course of the webinar. So
I'm going to put also the product launch playbook I just described. That's something that you get if you take action right now. So as soon as we quit talking, as soon as this is over, that goes away. So there's not waiting until tomorrow so you can watch a replay and so you can think about it and procrastinate and come up with 10 other reasons why you don't want to do this, why tomorrow would be better, or by the next month would be better. If you want the product launch playbook, which is every single email we sent for a $200,000+ product launch and all the video strategy of the entire thing, you have to do that while we're talking. As soon as we quit talking, don't email Encore, don't email me begging and coming up with excuses about your cat being sick and all this other stuff. Like, I want you to develop the habit of having a bias towards action. Yep. So we've completely covered you with the money thing. So stop making money excuses. If it doesn't work, don't use it. You have 30 days. Use it all you want. Send in a request to stop your payment after that if you don't want to do that. But you have to take action right now. You have to actually commit to doing this. And I want to incentivize you this. Encore is about to do that as well. By doing a fast action bonus. So if you jump in right now, click the orange button or go to teachable.com/Bryan with a Y, and you can get the product launch playbook and the bonuses Encore is about to outline.
Awesome. That's great. Cindy's like, I've already upgraded. Can't wait for the product launch playbook. That's awesome. Welcome, Cindy. Once you do it, guys, type it into chat so we can expedite getting you your bonuses. But you get that for free, by taking action now. So this is all you get one last time. I know some people miss the start of it. You get, with the annual plan, you get all of our training as well as Bryan's product launch playbook for free, included with either the professional plan or the basic plan. And I know there's people talking about what the differences are, and we'll jump into Q&A in a second, but here's the full stacked offer of all you get, either $348 or $999 based on which plan you want. The $999 plan also comes with 2 free months because normally the professional plan for a year is almost $1,200. And, we're going to, with that said, all I want from you next is, to go down, click the orange button and get started. And as we said, this offer goes away in 30 minutes. So we're just going to, I'm just going to get off slides and start the 30-minute counter. It's about 3:33. This offer is only good till 4 p.m. At 4 p.m., this offer goes away. And, anyone watching the replay, tough luck. You can still get all the bonuses, but you're not going to get the fast action bonus, which is Bryan's product launch playbook and our, case studies.
I love it. Encore, something a lot of people keep asking is about a replay. What's y'all's, we haven't actually talked about that, so I don't know what y'all are planning to do that. That's why I haven't answered those questions yet. We've got somebody from Brazil that's asked that at least 35 times while you've been talking. So
awesome.
What's the expectation on that?
So we will send replays, but of course this offer, the fast action bonus, is not available.
Yeah, so if you're watching this on the replay, the fast action bonuses, don't email, like, I wish you'd have been here live. That'd have been awesome. But those are not available for you guys. So sorry about that. We want to encourage as many people to get in this room, to take advantage of the chat, to take advantage of the live training right now. So we want to incentivize you with that. So jump in, take action on that. There will be a replay if you came in late, if you want to go through some of the more educational stuff. And the offer, the non-fast action bonus part of the offer is good for 2 days. There's a countdown timer on when you click the link at the bottom or go to teachable.com/Bryan, you can see the countdown timer where it's at right now. So 4 p.m. Eastern time, that's 26 minutes from now, the fast action bonuses will go away. So jump in and get those right now. You're completely covered money-wise. If you pay the money, you have 30 days. If you don't want it, you cancel the payment, you get your money back, and you also get to keep all the good stuff. So there's literally no downside to doing that. However, don't jump in with the expectation of refunding. Just leave this webinar right now. Like, if you're somebody that, I just want a free course. Like, I had a guy email during this, we were talking back and forth about my course launch, and he bought with the intent to refund. I literally do not want you to keep watching a second longer if that's you. Literally just click the X button and go find another free webinar to learn from in the scam. Don't do that. What I want is a group of people who are so focused on actually getting crap done, who really want this to work. And the only way you're going to get that is by busting your butt. This is not easy. It's simple. It's a simple process. Encore's laid out the 7 steps, but it's not easy. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of staying up at night. It takes a lot of figuring crap out. And if you're not willing to put in that effort, just click the X button and leave. Just check out, go screw around and watch another cat video, because you're just not ready.
Like, that's like getting married, planning on getting divorced.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like you go into marriage like with a divorce mindset. That's great.
Yeah, and if I find out that you did that, like, I'm just going to kick you off my list and I never allow you to read another thing I ever published, because you literally just aren't ready yet to do that. You need to get your head straight before you jump in. And honestly, you need to evaluate your own ethics through the process as well. So I want you guys who are here to learn and here to get crap done, man, I want to encourage you. I want to cheerlead you. I want to help you. If you ever have any question, email me personally, Bryan at VideoFruit, email Encore. Jump in, click the orange button, get going, get these. One of the quick, like, my mom was on here earlier. I haven't seen her in chat, but she was on in the very beginning, and she is new. She is a newbie. She doesn't know anything. She doesn't know what GoDaddy is, doesn't know what a WordPress site is, knows nothing about that. These bonuses are specifically engineered for you guys. Like, it will teach you the stuff you don't know. So if you have questions about, well, what about tiered pricing? What about the emails I need to send? How do I pre-validate? How do I do all this stuff? That's what these things will do. It will teach you what you need to know, and Teachable will give you the software you need and the infrastructure you need to actually be able to sell and launch your course. So there's no excuses. There's no other procrastination tools you're going to use.
Your mom's here. Your mom is here in chat.
Is she? Oh, there she is. I'm here. There we go. Yeah, I love it. So that's my hardcore get in your face a little bit moment. Don't jump in with the intent to leave. Jump in with the intent. You're going to do everything possible to actually make it work.
Yep.
If you do that, you absolutely will succeed. It might take you longer. It might take you 6 months. It might take you 6 years. I don't know how long it's going to take you, but you absolutely, if you keep walking the right direction, you will get there. You will be able to have a case study where you did a launch and made $10,000 or made $5,000. Now, it's up to you to actually make that happen. Rely on these tools, rely on our course, rely on us personally to help you do that. But I absolutely believe in you. I've seen it done so many times with so many different industries, so many different topics. I've seen so many people overcome all the limiting beliefs that we all have, me and Encore both have, that we both struggle with. No matter what level that you're at, you absolutely struggle with the same stuff. And I just want to encourage you and to affirm that you're absolutely able to do it. And we want to help you do that.
Yep. I see a few questions that are very specific to our plans. What is the branding on the basic version? So in the basic version, you have your own domain name. It's still yoursite.com, but the bottom has a powered by Teachable. On the professional version, there is no powered by Teachable. And that's one of the big differences between the basic and the professional. Another question about the professional version was, can I buy the professional today, but only start my 8 weeks next year? You can. Your subscription will start today. So your Teachable professional subscription starts today, but we can put off the 8 weeks of coaching till when you're ready. You can put off the concierge onboarding till when you're ready, but your annual plan will start today. I see a bunch of people saying just got in. Awesome. Welcome, guys. Do you have a Cyber Tuesday discount? This is the Cyber Tuesday discount. You have all of this stuff for free. Like, go to our site, go to our pricing page. This normally costs a lot more. I see a couple people asking, can I get this with a monthly plan? You can't, because there's so much value. Like, we're literally putting so much time from people at Teachable, right? Like, Ryan's going to spend 2 hours of his time helping you get set up. We have group coaching. We have a lot of stuff that we can't do it on a monthly plan. But annually, you get all of this stuff, and you have a year, you have a month to ask for a refund. So I see a question about, can I start with the basic annual and then upgrade to pro annual later? You can. The only caveat is pro annual at a later point might be the full $1,200. Like, that's the only thing. You can definitely do basic now, get the bonuses, move to pro eventually. But I don't know if pro annual will be $999 a year later. If you get pro at $999 a year now, it will infinitely recur at that price, no matter how much we increase the price further. You will get grandfathered into whatever price you come in.
Yeah, so get what you want, like get what you think you actually want. So if you want professional, get professional. You get 30 days to evaluate it, fully check out if that's exactly what you need. If you need to change during that time, just take advantage of that. So don't let these little decisions of, do I need to get pro or basic or whatever, trip you up and to cause you to stop, because you taking another 30 minutes to make the decision, like, your idea at this stage, at the very beginning, is so fragile. You're minutes away, or one discouraging comment from your mom or from your wife away from not doing any of this. So I would encourage you right this second, while you're ready, while you've seen all these case studies, while you've talked to me in Encore, to go ahead and jump in and then use the 30 days to figure out exactly how this is going to fit for you. And you have 30 days to check it out. If you don't, you get to keep all the bonuses, and you get to get a refund on the Teachable account. So again, don't jump in with that intent, but use that time to fully evaluate it. So jump in at the one you want, whether that's the pro or basic. Jump in and grab the one you want, and then use those 30 days to fully evaluate it.
Yep. So the course marketing playbook is different from Bryan's product launch playbook. These are two different things entirely.
They just have eerily similar names.
Yeah.
So the product launch playbook is every email I sent for my last product launch. It's every email and a video overview of the entire strategy of it. So it's every email in my launch. I did a little over $200,000 with the subject lines, the time, the dates I sent them, and all of the email copy. It's over 40,000 words, 20 plus emails, the exact emails I used to do my latest product launch, which more than doubled sales from the last one. So you get every single email. So one of the hardest parts is, all right, I have this email list, I have this course, now what? And people send one email to their list saying, hey, here's a link to buy, and they sell 3 copies and they get frustrated and say my course sucked. It didn't. Your marketing just sucked. So this playbook will show you the exact emails to send. You can take them and you model them. Don't copy them word for word, because it's not going to make sense for your exact industry if you do, unless you're teaching people how to build email lists. But you can model the words in them, model the structure, see how they're laid out, and use those for your launch.
Yep. Question from Abby is saying, can you repeat what you said about the branding on the basic plan? Happy to, Abby. On the basic plan, you can have your own domain name. So it's abbygrace.com or whatever you want to be your course domain name. But in the bottom of your site, there's a Powered by Teachable logo that is there on the basic plan. On the professional plan, you have not just your domain name, there's no Powered by Teachable anywhere on your site. So you get full credit for how beautiful your site looks. It looks like fully what we call white labeled, where it's entirely 100% your brand and your brand only. Carl is saying, is there a comparison page for the 2 versions? Carl, hit the orange button. That pricing page lays out the most important features that are different. The 2 other features that are different that I really like in the more expensive version is, 1, you have advanced reporting features to dive into what every single student has done. So I can look at Bryan's record, for instance, in my course, and see not just which lectures has Bryan watched. I can also see on a per video basis how much of each video has Bryan watched. Is Bryan asking for a refund after just skipping around on all videos, telling me my course sucks? Or did Bryan actually watch the videos? Did he rewatch certain parts of the videos? I can then look at a single video. I can look at, for one video, how many people make it to the halfway point? How many people make it to the 3/4 point? Are people dropping out at a certain level? On the course-wide level, I can see which lectures are people completing more than others. All of these detailed analytics are only available in the more expensive plan. Finally, the last thing that I really like that's available in the more expensive plan is the ability to create author accounts. So if I have my own academy of photography, what I can do is I can invite my other buddies that also have photography courses. They can sell their course on my site. So they have their own admin panel. I can just be like, okay, Teachable, give him 50% of each sale with me keeping 50%. So you can build this marketplace on your own site on the professional version. And those are the 3 big differences on the professional and basic version. The basic version also has a slightly higher transaction fee of 8% versus 5%, but the big feature differences, the big feature differential are those features of, being able to get the reporting, the author accounts, as well as the white label.
So about Wistia.
Oh, yeah. So the other thing that I wanted to bring up is we use Wistia. People ask, what do you use for video hosting? We use Wistia, which some of you might be familiar with, except the difference is we pay that bill. We pay the Wistia bill for you. So for a lot of people, you generally spend $100 a month just on Wistia to give you the right analytics. You can pay us the $9.99 a year or whatever. You get the same analytics, and we pay your video hosting bills. We pay hosting, we pay storage. We pay all those bills for you. So for some people, you actually save money just by using us because we pay those bills for you.
Yeah, that makes it, honestly, my bill for last month for, let's see, what is it, December, for November, no, actually for October, because that's when we did the pre-launch. We had several Wistia videos in it. My bill was $550 for video hosting.
Yeah.
Just for the video hosting. That's the cost of the entire basic plan for the entire year. That's half the cost of the pro plan from 1 month of video hosting.
Yep.
So like that's a complete no-brainer. Like you do have to pay for video hosting. You don't want to host your course content on YouTube because it's so easily shared and found. You want to host it on an actual dedicated provider that can show you analytics of how people are interacting with it. And the best one by far is Wistia. And you get that. I had no idea you actually did that, Encore. That's really really.
There's a lot of people, especially in our we have an influencer plan too that I can talk to you about, where almost everyone on that plan is just saving money on video hosting.
I mean, it's like $500 from 1 month. This next month in November, I haven't seen the bill yet, but
we have the advantage of being, I'd be surprised if anyone has more bandwidth on Wistia. So it's cheaper for us too. Like last month, we had 65 terabytes of bandwidth across 340,000 videos. So,
wow.
So yeah. Cool. So yeah, there's 14 minutes, guys. Kim is saying, do you get Wistia analytics at the basic level? You do not. You still get the hosting. You get unlimited hosting, unlimited storage. You do not get the analytics at the basic level. But if you look at Wistia, if you want those analytics on wistia.com, that's $100 there too. So for us, you get that as well as all of this other stuff. And you get the hosting, just included. I see a couple people saying, do I need to create a new Teachable account from the one I just created to upgrade? You don't. When you click upgrade, you go to the new page, the modal comes up to create a school. If you scroll to the bottom, there's a login button. You can just log into your school and upgrade there. All right, Paul is in, Kathy is in, awesome.
Hey, Chris was asking, can he see, I know y'all have, well, I've been through a few. I bought a couple courses. I bought, what was the course I bought this weekend? I think it was Ryan Holiday's course that he did with the Next Web that's hosted on y'all's site. And it showed the layout of the course itself. So somebody just wants to see when somebody enrolls into the course, what will they see inside of it? Do you have like a link or something you could send?
So I typed in teachable.com/examples. The other link I want you to check out is you can check out our own Teachable school. If you go to academy.teachable.com, your bonuses, for instance, will be delivered through academy.teachable.com. Go to the Teachable Academy. That's where we use the product to give out bonuses. That's our own course running on our software. You can also go to teachable.com/examples. The Next Web has a school at academy.thenextweb.com where Bryan just bought a course. So check out all these sites. There's a ton of them. You can see what the interface looks like, both as a student. You've already seen what the admin interface looks like. The other thing I didn't have much time to talk about on the webinar, but I can talk about now, is people are asking, how are you different from other course hosting providers? And I think the biggest difference is we are a technology company. We're a software company. We're not run by a marketer looking to have $1 million launch selling software only to launch a new version next year. For us, our software is our product. It's the only thing we sell. We've raised venture capital. We don't have the same pressures to make money off this as other people. Our job is to build the best software, not just for today, not just for next year, but like forever. We have 16 people in our office in New York City, 16 people who come into work every single day making the software better. And for those of you that have followed us for a while know that not only are we, ahead of everyone else, what I'm happy about is we're also getting better at a faster rate. 16 people, we're growing very fast too. All these people every single day come into work with one goal: how can we make Teachable better? We're not gonna, be like, hey guys, buy Teachable version 2 next year. Like Teachable is Teachable. It's, we just improve the current version over and over and over again. We roll out new improvements. Like we check in a new version of our code base a few times a week, sometimes a few times a day. And that's fundamentally a big difference between us and other providers. And, you can talk about features, you can talk about other stuff. And, there's a lot of reasons why people choose us, and I can go into them. But culturally, we're different because we're a software company, and, we're in this to build software. That's the reason we can afford to, do this deal and give away our premium training, because we don't selfishly, we'd be better off if more people sell online courses and succeed selling online courses, because that increases the size of our market. So this kind of event, which we do where we're, giving away our training, it's not about the revenue we make. For us, this is expanding the size of the market, growing the number of people capable of selling online courses.
I love it. Encore, I'm gonna have to check out. Keep going with Q&A. I have a coaching call in 5 minutes. I got to prep for, but this is awesome. Everybody,
10 minutes left.
one last word of encouragement from me. If you're here and you're still here, you've spent an hour and 50 minutes learning how to build your course. That means you really actually want to do this. You don't stick around for 2 hours on something when you're not interested at all. So if you're still here, the first thing you need to do is right below the video, click the button, grab your free Teachable School. You'll get all the bonuses from Encore. You'll get my personal product launch playbook that we use to launch our course for 2 times now and done almost $1 million of sales between the 2 launches. Highly encourage you to do that. If it doesn't work for you, that's cool. You get to keep the bonuses and you get your money back. So jump in, take the first step. If you've been here for 2 hours, you're interested enough, the first thing you need to do is to grab the software and the information you need to actually make this happen. So I'm going to check out. Encore is going to keep doing Q&A, but you have 10 minutes left. Don't keep procrastinating. Don't send me an email. I'm just going to archive your email if you send me begging for the bonuses. Encore is going to do the same. You need to develop a bias towards action. You need to develop a bias towards doing stuff right this second, not waiting till tomorrow, not waiting till next week or the first of the year, but actually doing it right now. Strike while you're excited about it. Ride that wave of enthusiasm. All right, so I'm out. Encore, take it away. This was great. Thanks for hosting this.
Absolutely, Brian. Thanks for having me here.
All right, man.
Corbett's question is, Encore, can I switch to Pro if I upgraded to Basic? Just email events@teachable and just confirm that, and we can take care of that on our end. Awesome. Brian's mom says thank you. That's great. Awesome, guys. Keep the questions coming. We have 9 more minutes left for the fast action bonus. This has been so much fun. Like, it's amazing. We still have 250 people here. You guys are clearly committed. I'm so excited to share the next step of this journey with you. Question from Perul is, does the subscription get annually? Does it automatically keep recurring? It does annually if you still have the same credit card a year from now. Otherwise, we'll try billing it. Of course, you can cancel your subscription whenever. It's not a problem at all. A question from Abby. Is there a time you don't recommend releasing a new product? Abby, not really. Like, there's no such time. We see the data and there's no kind of lull. Different people launch at different times. I think it depends entirely on your audience. Some people are like, oh, I hate sending Sunday emails. Another person is like, I get my best open rates on Sunday. So, you got to know your audience, but as a whole, there's no time that's unoptimal to launch a course. And if you start thinking about that, it's almost like you got to beat your inner mind, which is a little self-defeating, wanting to find reasons to procrastinate. So I would say just do it. Just do it. It's not like do it today. Do it as soon as possible. No such thing as a bad time. All right, awesome. See a bunch more people joining. Brian's mom is going to build her online course. This is awesome. Super excited. Question from Annie. What if you do a pre-sale and only a few people sign up? Do you build the course or refund them? So 2 things. One is what you can do and what you should do. You can refund them easily on Teachable. Teachable lets you control refunds. That part is easy. What should you do? If you have a few people buy a course, my personal belief, my personal opinion is you can probably get other people to buy a course as well. Just talk to those people, find out what it is about that course that made them buy it, use their words, change the language and messaging, and sell it to more people. It's very rare that you can sell to a few people, but not to more. So I would talk to them. Andrew's question is, if we eventually stop usage in 2 to 3 years, I own my content, but not the software, correct? Andrew, correct, you don't own the software, but you can download everything. You can download your student list at any point at all. You own the domain, you own the content, you own the student list. You can make it happen at any time at all. All right, Smash Fire. Oh, the one thing I forgot, for those of you that are still here, Andrew can post the link in chat, but I promised an invite to our official after party in New York on Thursday. But if you're still here and you live in New York City, Andrew will post the link in chat, but we'd love to host you at our office here in the financial district. We'll have drinks. It's our holiday party. I promise that at the end for anyone sticking around. So definitely join us for that. Question from Randy is saying, can I upgrade at either the monthly or yearly and still get the bonuses? Randy, unfortunately not. It's only available for an annual plan right now. The other thing Andrew did mention is there's a password on the event. The password is Holiday Spirits. Perul is like, is this a student's portal as well? Yes, it is. Welcome, Pamela. Welcome, Gerard. Welcome, I am charging more. I am charging more. Yes, you can delay the mentoring. Just send us an email when you're ready and we can start the mentoring then. Guys, 5-minute warning, a little less than 5 minutes now. This has been so much fun. I love the fact that you all stuck around. I hope to see some of you on Thursday. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Question from Nada, is there only one domain per account? You can set up multiple domains per account, but it's one brand and one school. So I don't know if you want to, but you could set up many domains to point over there. Question from Kim, if I have unrelated courses, do I set up more than one school? Kim, it's up to you. We have categories. You can put them in the same school under different categories, or you can create a different school or a different account. The problem with that is it's then 2 different Teachable accounts. You need to pay twice and so forth. All right, Smash Fire Girl. It's in Westchester and it's coming out for holiday parties. Awesome. Ryan said I upgrade on a different email than I'm signed into the webinar. Is that a problem? Ryan, it's not, but you will get your bonuses on the email you signed up with. Sam is saying it's moving too fast. Sam, welcome to my life, man. I'm just kidding. Terry just upgraded. Welcome, Terry. Question from Randy is saying, I know you pay monthly, but if it's the start of the month, it won't happen until the end of next month. Yes. But we're actually talking right now with our finance people, trying to move to a 2-week payment cadence instead of a 30-day payment cadence. There's no coupon to enter. Guys, there's it's just about 3 minutes left. If you go to the orange button now and you see a field for a coupon, the link already has it attached. You do not need to enter a coupon. Can you send the Eventbrite link again? Andrew, oh, there it is. Sweet. Guys, this has been a lot of fun. If you have any questions after this, you can always find Bryan or I on Twitter. We did promise a free gift for anyone that posted a picture of their notes. The free gift is nowhere as awesome as the bonuses, of course. It's just a copy of the slides, but you can get a copy of the slides by tweeting at Bryan or us with your notes, from the webinar. Jonathan is saying, can I migrate people from another course platform? Jonathan, the easiest way would be to send out free single-use coupons. We make it very easy to send out hundreds, if not thousands of coupons. So just send them all single-use coupons so they can onboard themselves onto the site. All right. 2 minutes left, guys. 2 minutes left. Orange button. In 2 minutes, the orange button will be gone. We will be gone, but we will be there. We will, I'll be around on Twitter. Hopefully I'll see some of you on Thursday. And, we're always here to help you, not just, me, the rest of the team at Teachable. We're here to, make you successful with online courses. Awesome. Yep, just about a little over a minute left. This has been a lot of fun. I hope you guys, whether you buy the bundle or not, remember the few important things, right? Just the idea that this is about the transformation. An online course is no more than the outcome for the student. And if you focus your job just on that mission, everything else will figure itself out. We will be sending out a replay. Abby's like, it's the final countdown. Yes, it is the final countdown. We will be sending out a replay tomorrow morning. And if you do not, the fast action bonus is gone in probably 60 seconds now. But if you do not take the fast action bonus and still want the deal, you have till end of night Thursday. So Thursday, the night of our holiday party, you have till the end of that night to decide if you want this deal. All right, it is the final countdown. That's perfect. Welcome all of you. Guys, thank you. This has been amazing. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you. I'm here to answer any questions on Twitter. Keep the conversation going. If some of you are out there on Fridays, maybe I normally don't do the Fridays. I do them once in a while. Normally it's Andrew or Ryan, but we'll keep the dialogue going. It's been a lot of fun. Watch the replay again if there's certain parts you missed, but this has been a lot of fun, guys. The button's going to go away. I'm going to go away, but I've had an amazing time. I hope to get a chance. I hope Bryan invites me again to come talk to y'all. And hopefully I'll see some of you guys on Thursday. And for everyone else, keep in touch. And this has been a lot of fun. Take care, everyone. Bye, Bryan's mom. Take care, guys.